Doesn't work that way.
That's funny. So, okay. The question, I think, is Levi mentioned this in the podcast. What he said was he was kind of shocked at what the product cost to make versus what it's being sold to people. And I don't know if he was specifically talking about FirstLite, but it was in the context of that conversation. Now, I think we both know this, and I think that people know this in general. The margins on clothing is ridiculous.
So I didn't listen to what you were talking about, so I'm getting whatever information you're giving me right now.
I sent you that. I know,
and then the next day you're like, "Hey, we're going to do this instead." So I watched that one. I didn't watch the other one.
Valid.
So, but let's like break this down one at a time. Or when I hear you say something, I'm going to ask you to stop.
Okay. Yeah. That's
so
a good idea.
You just said he struggled with how much it costs to make versus what they sell.
Correct.
I don't believe that answer.
Okay.
I have a hard time believing that someone that's been in this industry for 20 years has no idea how much stuff costs to make and sell. Period. I don't buy that. I'm sorry. And if I'm like way wrong, which once again, 100% speculation. How? Like he's been in this way too long. He's been sponsored by camo companies. You telling me this is the first time you opened the books to see what a product costs and what it costs to sell? Like really?
The other thing is there's all the in-between costs of marketing, distribution, like all that stuff.
They're all doing it. So that's not fair. There's no way that's accurate because these things are all priced similar to each other. So him saying that, if that's 100% authentic, period, you've been sponsored by other camo companies, right? FirstLite's not just like got a ridiculous margin and other ones don't. They all do. So why? I don't get it. I don't understand that. How is that possible? I guarantee you, FirstLite's not making their crap way cheaper than everybody else.
Right, and they're not charging way more than the other
their price structures are all within the same price structures, right? So how is that an accurate answer? I don't understand how that's an accurate answer. And mind you, this is not me throwing shade. I know that guy's been around 20 years, right? I mean, is that relatively accurate?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he has. How in the world do you just find that out?
I don't know. I also don't know what weight he put on that.
And was he referring to that? He was just saying in general, wasn't he?
No, I mean,
or he was directing it at FirstLite.
I think that it felt like he was directing it at FirstLite. But he also says multiple times, like, and Greg did a good job of pulling a little bit more out of him because there was a lot of like, I've got NDAs, I can't, we shouldn't, this isn't, let's not, like there was a lot of that kind of stuff. And Greg kept hounding him a little more than I was expecting him to be honest.
Okay.
So, all right. I think that there's a certain amount of weight, and I'd be curious to know the new company that he's going with, are they going to charge less? Like, I believe that their margins could be the same. If they're a really high quality product, they're going to do the same thing with pricing structure. They're direct to consumer, so you won't carry them in the store. Yeah,
and D2C means you just took, probably 40% average away from the cost of selling a product. Or D2C is direct to consumer. So anytime you see a piece of apparel that's in a store, it's probably marked up around 30 to 50%, depending on the brand, depending on the price structure, depending on the margin, depending on the volume that shop does. That's probably how much it's marked up. And mind you, once again, they set the prices. We don't.
Right. They tell you.
They tell us what
you're
we're allowed to sell
this
it for.
At. Yeah.
They tell us what the retail is, and most people just abide by that.
Yeah.
Right. So it's not like a decision that we make.
Right.
It's a decision that's predetermined for us.
Yeah.
So that's pretty standard. So when you go direct to consumer, that's not in there.
Why is KUIU still so much money then if they're direct to consumer?
That's a really great question. Don't you have a lot of KUIU?
I love KUIU. Yeah, I love the gear, but I just say I really like it, so I'm going to spend the money to get it. But that's the curiosity.
That's a very good question.
It's
a super good question. I don't have an answer. I don't.
Would you care to speculate?
I have no idea.
That's fascinating.
My heart wants to believe they're paying 30% more for their product than everybody else. For the largest or second largest camo manufacturer in the industry?
Probably not the largest, is my guess.
I think they're number 2.
Yeah,
they might be
number 1.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Now are they actually
Pretty
like
sure.
are
Which is
some of the like Badlands
Hold
or
on.
Realtree?
We
Some of these lower
shouldn't gloss
ones?
over this just yet. Isn't that super interesting?
I don't want to gloss over it. What I'm trying to figure out is who's the biggest one.
Well, I may have a little bit of bias to direct-to-consumer companies because we can't deal with them.
I'm going to buy you a beautiful Kuyu outfit for one of
Light it on fire. I will take it out back. No, in all fairness, they make pretty good stuff. I haven't ever worn it, but I have a lot of friends that do that really like the product. So it is what it is. It is an interesting reality that, well, they're direct to consumer. Why is the price the same?
Yeah.
That's fair. But so like I said, I don't want to gloss over that whole part about like, oh, they're making way too much money on this. There's no way you just learned that. Unless you're insanely ignorant throughout the whole time. You knew that.
I don't know how much weight he was putting with that either.
Okay.
You know, like let's just say that was a 5% weighting.
I didn't hear it.
I know.
So I would love to know, like, was there anything in there of how he got out of his contract or why he was able to get out of his contract?
He